So you know what was so crazy? So today I was cooking and like you zone out when you're like 45 minutes into like making food, and I was listening to a podcast and I'm just like, I don't know what's going on in my head. I think I'm on like autopilot, and all of a sudden I hear Kasim's voice go, I got to go to the bathroom. And when you get that feeling where like you're detached from reality, like that 1 second sometimes where it happens, where like if you see somebody who's surprising you that you're not supposed to see, or like something happens where you can't, your brain can't figure out what's going on.
Yes.
And I was in my apartment alone, and all of a sudden I heard Kasim, and I just like, I felt that falling feeling of like detaching from reality. And I was like, what the fuck is going? But what happened was
watching the pod.
It was the pod I was listening to ended on my phone, and the next up just happened to be our pod because it came out, and I had no, and I was like thrown, like I had no idea, because that was the end of the pod last week. We all went pee.
But that's in the pod that made it in?
Well, what happened was that was at the end, and I told Gabby to put it in the front because I thought it was funny. So like normally I think if our pod would come on, I would hear the like zzzz, but it was just like somebody talking about stuff, and then all of a sudden it was your voice, and you were like, I gotta pee. And I just like, it fucked me up first. Like I was.
Were you happy? Like maybe I surprised you in your home, and I didn't.
It was like all of it
for a sleepover.
It was everything. It was like why is Kasim here? Why would he start by saying I have to pee?
Why would he just walk into my house?
Yeah, like I thought I was alone. I'm like in my underwear.
Is it my birthday? Did you half a second think it was your birthday?
Just like I felt like I was dead for a second. Like I was like, is this heaven? Does Kasim have to pee?
When have there been other times that this has happened to you?
I think when like, if, when someone surprises you, like if I was coming, like if I was coming to do the pod here and you were sitting on the couch to surprise us, like it's like your brain doesn't go like, oh yeah, there's Jamie and she's at the house and you're potting. Like you just, it takes a full second to like put reality together.
Yeah. I had that happen to me last year on my birthday. My best friend Stephanie came to surprise me, and all my friends flew here, but I really did not think she was coming, and I totally understood why. And she showed up, and I couldn't speak. I was so confused, and then I just started bawling in normal Jamie fashion. But I have very few of them. I'll have to like really think, because it really is, it's shock.
Yeah.
Like when you're really genuinely like not expecting like something, like you said, it really is a very specific feeling.
And also when it's your birthday and like all your friends are coming, you are already like a little hyped. Like, you have some kind of for me, when I'm in my kitchen on like minute 45 of cooking my meal and I'm in my underwear and I'm like, I can't be more like lost.
Right.
If you said like, what were you thinking about at that moment? I couldn't tell you for $1 million.
So you say you make dinner and you listen to a pod and you just go on autopilot.
What were you making?
Yeah. Sometimes I watch Perry Caravello.
You make the same food. So you know what to do without necessarily have to think about it, read a recipe to engage with.
Yeah. And
then you're watching Perry.
Yeah. And
we watched Perry before we got on this pod, Jamie. Oh my God, Jamie. Gabby, please.
I think we could even leave that in because
you gotta
you gotta bleep it.
Oh my God.
That was horrible.
Jamie. I turned it off.
Wow. That let them know that she couldn't even watch it anymore. So nope. Give the people a taste.
Is the fourth member of this pod, and she's attacking. Attacking.
Give the people a taste that she said I had to turn it off. Just leave that part so people know that because people are like, Perry. Oh, she's not really saying bad stuff about Perry. She is, and we're trying to protect her, so we're not putting it out there because it is wild. But
Perry, we will have an offline discussion with Jamie. Trust me, there is no room in this foursome for one of us to be bullying another person. So we apologize in advance.
I'm looking at my phone, which I never do, because we got a question that I thought was really good. And it was in a DM. And
Kelly. She sends us a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Shout out Kelly.
A question for the pod. I really hope this makes sense. I think we might have talked about this before, but it might have been 2 years ago or something. But do you guys have an inner voice? For example, do you replay an actual conversation in your head by recalling people's voices exactly? Oh, okay. So do you have other people's voices in your head when they talk? If you talk out imaginary scenarios in your head, do you assign voices to other people? No, I think it's always my voice.
Oh man, I have to think about this because I don't really.
Well, if it's in my head, I don't know.
I hear their voice, I guess, but I don't like put effort into like making a choice to hear their voice.
I guess here's my question. If you're ever recalling a conversation, like let's say you're telling me a story, Cass, about a conversation that you and Rob had, and you say, and then Rob went, will you just say it in your Cass voice, or do you have to, like, when I recall conversations, I fight the urge to impersonate the person. Like, it's really hard for me to just say it in all of my voice. Like, I have to say, and then she was like, oh my God, do you know, or my whatever version of that person is.
You do that with me a lot when you talk about when you order Chinese food and then you go, and then she said, and then you go to, and then you have to stop yourself because you don't want to do the Chinese voice.
Yeah. Yep. I do that a lot.
Okay. Sorry.
Mommy makes her own fried rice. What are you talking about?
Do you,
I think I hear it in that person's voice. But this may sound weird. Only if I like really know, like if it's my parents, always in their voice, if it's someone at work, when I are rethinking a conversation, if I have to, and I don't really talk to that person often, I don't know if I'm as clear with it.
But like Jamie said, if you were telling Jamie a story about a conversation me and you had, you do a Rob. Like I've heard you do a Rob.
Yeah.
Before. Yeah.
I mean, I don't make a choice to. No, I don't make a choice to, because now
what do you mean? You're a performer.
Now he does regular Rob and young Rob after last week's pod. He has young baby Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah, they invite me out.
Places
here.
Yeah.
By the way, like you went and gave our Reddit a shout out, huh, Jamie? They were very excited.
Oh my God. I love you guys so much.
She gets so much joy from the Reddit.
I do. And I always forget about it, which is a good thing. Because if I checked it all the time, it would lose like its luster. But because I forget about it like once a month, I'm like, oh my God, they're Reddit. When I'm like super bored and I've looked at Instagram too many times, I'll go on the Reddit and just roll on the floor laughing.
Yeah.
Dying. Love it.
Well, shout out to r/Pajama Pants podcast. If you guys are Redditors, stop by, join the community, make a meme, upvote a meme that you like. It's a growing group of people that we enjoy looking at. You probably, I imagine you get stoned a lot and you go there and you just laugh.
Me?
Quite a bit. Yeah. Right? Isn't it like a place to go when you're stoned?
Yeah. I actually decided last night that I think I want to stop smoking weed for a little bit.
Yeah, let's talk about this.
Well,
because what's a little bit? How often are you doing it now?
I don't know what a little bit is going to be. I was realizing I was high more than I wasn't for a little while.
Oh, okay.
But at night, during the day?
Or not when I'm with my kids and not when I'm working, but any other time.
Would you ever, spare time?
Would you ever be waiting to get off of work just so you can get high?
I would eat the gummy like in the car back.
Time it.
I used to do that with pills all the time. It was the best. It was as soon as they were like, all right, cut, you're right. I was like, and just like chewing, no water, nothing, just chewing pills.
Do you remember when we were on that show and then like I got you and Joey vape pens and like it was a countdown to the minute of when we could stop working and like just get high?
Me and Joey, yes. You were smoking right there.
Yeah.
You were smoking on set.
Yeah, well, I could back then. I could function because getting high wasn't like getting high for regular people. It was just like all it was a mood enhancement.
By the way, but that's what it's become for me.
Yeah,
and that's okay. But then it was just like we had family here this weekend, so had lots of people, lots of stuff, and so I was smoking way more than I would because like there's other people to help with my kids, and it just felt like and like when people are cooking in my kitchen, like I just need to like chill out. So like I would go outside and take a hit, whatever. And then everybody goes to bed and I take another hit and then we're going to get ready to go to bed and I took another hit. And last night when I got in bed, I was too high. And
it's good to be too high sometimes to let you know.
I did not like it at all.
And that's just from joints or bowls? What are you smoking?
A bubbler.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Was it your freeze pipe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jamie's smoking the freeze pipe. Okay, that's yeah. Well, we might want to cut that out that it got you too high.
Well, it works.
Well, I hit it too much. I hit it too much.
Yeah. Because here's what happens, right? Like the way that I smoke weed now, which I haven't smoked in like over 6 months, but the way that I smoke weed now is like I take a hit off a bowl and I control it perfectly. Where like I don't really get high. It's more so like if I go to the gym and my back hurts or my neck hurts, or I just want like if I'm gonna watch a movie or so, sometimes I'm like, you know what? Like I just want to chill and like not worry about it, or just chill, period. And it's nice. But with those pens, what would happen? We turned into like me and Joey turned into like Nosferatu. Like we just because it's like you forget.
Cass liked that one.
Yeah.
We forget and like you hit the pen a couple times and then all of a sudden you're like on hit 8.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden we were on like day 4 in a row smoking the pen that at night, like no matter how close somebody was to me, if they're like, hey, Rob, it was like, you know, like I didn't want to speak to anyone. I didn't want anyone to ask me any questions. I just wanted to be left alone. And I was in this, like, I was in my own little pod.
Yeah. And by the way, this was like at the very tip of the spear of vape pens. Like this.
Yeah.
That was the beginning.
And you would get this little skinny thing and it had this oil in it. And you were like, wow, this gets me high. I was like skeptical because I smoked weed all day. I'm like, this isn't going to get me high. And then I would hit it and it wouldn't stink. It would just be like, you know, and I was like, oh shit, like I've got to get this for everyone.
New world.
Yeah. And we would have so much fun. We were also like going through a trauma together on this show. And so there was like the release of all this tension at the end of a day.
I get that.
After being like kind of yelled at, put in really awkward situations.
Well, I would never be yelled at.
Well, I don't think we were getting yelled at, but like being around people being yelled at, I should say.
Yeah.
Just like yelling energy.
Like manic.
Like you never knew what was going to happen, you know, at any moment somebody could just snap.
It reminded us all of growing up. I think.
It was, yeah. And we became brothers.
Yeah. Guys, listen, it really sucks when maybe you move somewhere and you have to find a new doctor.
Or maybe you're just like me and you put off going to the doctor because you don't know how to get a doctor or find a doctor.
Well, now you got Zocdoc, babe. Tell them about Zocdoc.
That's right. Finding and booking a doctor who's right for you doesn't need to be a terrible experience. Will they take your insurance? Will they understand your needs or be available when you can see them? With Zocdoc, the answer can be refreshingly pain-free yes. Zocdoc is a free app that shows your doctors who are patient reviewed, takes insurance, and are available when you need them. Read up on local doctors, get verified patient reviews, and see what other real humans had to say about their visit. So when you walk into a doctor's office, you're set up to see someone in your network who gets you. Go to Zocdoc.com, choose a time slot, and whether you want to see the doctor in person or do a video, just let them know. And it's just like that. You're booked. So find the doctor that's right for you and book an appointment that works for your schedule.
Go to Zocdoc.com/pajama and download the Zocdoc app for free. Then start your search for a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com/pajama. Zocdoc.com/pajama.
We talk a lot about sleep.
Sleep's so important.
And
guys.
it's so important. And if you think about it, you spend more of your day in your bed than anywhere else. And if you're going to do that, you guys, you need a Helix mattress. You need options, and Helix has them from soft, medium, firm, and the best part is they give you a quiz. It's a 2-minute quiz that matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you.
That's right. I got my Helix mattress. I got the Sunset Luxe.
Me too.
I gotta tell you, it's the best. I have never slept in a more comfortable mattress. And part of that is because I think I took the quiz and said I'm a side sleeper and I don't like it hot. And so by the end of it, it kind of tailored a specific model of the mattress they have towards me and the person that I share the bed with, because you can also you have two people are going to be sleeping here. What's the best mattress? And it'll spit out a model. You buy it. It comes shipped in a box. It's small, and all you got to do is cut it open, and it unfurls on your frame.
Nice. Wow.
And then boom, you have a mattress.
And they have a 10-year warranty, and you get to try it out for 100 nights risk-free, and they'll pick it up if you don't love it, but you will love it because we love it.
And Helix is offering up to $200 on all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/pajama. That's helixsleep.com/pajama. Take the quiz, get the mattress, and sleep tight.
That's right.
$200 off. HELIXSLEEP.com/pajama.
At the end of the day, we would kind of just like sit on the steps of our trailers and then just smoke these pens and have some of the most fun I have ever had, just like, because also in this show, which we won't talk too much about because there's like, it's weird for us. We can't really.
I feel like this is such a mystery for everyone.
Well,
you guys give like little hints about this show
because
all the
there was
time.
like good people involved, so we don't want to but there was like any one day, like a guest star would come on and it would just be the weirdest few hours because this person is here and that person was such a character. And then like we had all these inside jokes. And at the end of the day, it was just like, dude, can you believe what we did today? You know what I mean? And it was so fun.
And the fact that like, I don't know about you at the time, but definitely me and, maybe Joey, like we're people who aren't really open to like making new friends. And that's what we were kind of doing, like it was like, we were like, man, we really like hanging out and just like getting along. And I'll tell you, Kasim made me laugh so hard one day that I could, when I'm 60 years old, you could be like, what did Kasim say? Where were you standing? What did you do? I remember I was laughing so hard for like 10 minutes and then I had to start taking clothes off. Like I took my fucking jacket off. I had a hat on. I took the hat because there was just sweat pouring down and we were crying, laughing so hard. And there were like 100 people around and me, you and Joey were the only ones in on the joke.
I felt like we were the only ones that could have fun because everyone else was so scared. Yeah. And because we were on the cast and like we kind of had to be there because in any moment, like one time our DP just quit. Like he just was like, fuck this. Like I can't work here. And he just left. You know what I mean? Like, and that was a regular
shit's gotta be bad for somebody to do something like that.
I mean, it was not a great environment, but it's tough because there were good people involved.
Yeah.
And then we were also making good money. So it was tough for us to like really just be like, none of us had to be there, but like our friendship was developing. And so it gave me a reason to look forward to coming to every day, but also like, all right, if I want to hang with like two of my best pals, I have to go through like 10 hours of kind of like real rough, but always look forward to at the end of the day of like debriefing what happened earlier in the day. And we sometimes we didn't even have to say anything. We could just look at each other after like, especially
you would just go like this. Like you would just make these fucking faces annoyed, man. We were fucking laughing those days.
We'll make a short documentary about our experience there when we have more time away from it. And by the way, it's been like
7, 8 years.
9 years.
And the craziest thing about it, like Kasim said, we were getting paid well. And there would be times where it was like, we're shooting in the nicest hotel room in Vegas with cameramen who know what they're doing, beautiful, expensive cameras, everybody. And then it would be time to go to Kraft's like lunch. And we'd go outside and it would be in the back of a parking lot with no lights, just completely dark. And there would be a tray of melted cheese and then another tray with just broccoli in it. And there would be like 40 people there to eat. And everyone was like what's going, because things weren't like, there was a lot of thought put into some things. Were you supposed
to dip some broccoli and cheese and walk away?
Yeah.
Broccoli and cheese.
It was because there was a lot of thought put into some stuff and then no thought into other things. And then there would also be times where they would go, hey, we're going to go shoot this scene in the middle of downtown Las Vegas. Like, and we were like, okay. And we don't ask questions. We just go. And then you find out that like, we're just going to do it. Like there's
like
no
guerrilla filmmaking. There's no permits. There's
He's like,
no.
just starts.
He would say, just start the scene.
When we get to the middle, just start saying your line.
And nobody would tell us shit. And we'd be pulling up in the car and be like, all right, this is going to be tough because like, and we'd be like, huh? Like, what's going on? And we'd be like, fuck, there's like,
it's like, did you ask anyone about that?
Yeah, there's like 400. Yeah, we'll be fine. There's like 400 people walking around. People have like the drinks around their neck that are like the plastic guitars with the straw going. There's like a guy juggling fire. And we're just like, yeah, just start saying your lines. And we're like, where's the camera? Like, it was fucking wild.
Wow.
It was wild.
Oh, feels good to just be able to just talk about it a little bit.
I think you guys need to a little bit.
Oh,
you know, the thing that I was actually thinking about the other day, we were talking about like how hard you made me laugh, but it's like, I was thinking the other day, how grateful I am that Kasim is a good guy because
love this part.
When I was young, like what I was thinking is I find it disgusting when people will hang out with, like the only way I see, okay, let me say what I'm saying first. When I was young, I would always compromise people being a good person if they made me laugh and only if they made me laugh. So Kasim makes me laugh so much that even if he was an asshole, I would still be good friends with him because we laugh so much. So I'm really grateful that he's also a good guy because
nice. Thank you.
Growing up, I would hang out with real pieces of shit sometimes because I'd go like, God, this person is so unpredictable and we always get into fucking trouble when they're around or like this happens. He doesn't treat people right, but man, we laugh so fucking hard that like, I couldn't like, that was the most important thing in the world to me, you know, and it still is like kind of like laughing, but I see living in LA a lot, you see a lot of people where like, you'll go out and they'll hang out with somebody who's like such a piece of shit. And you go, why do people hang out with this person? They go, oh, well, you know, their dad invented the blah, blah, blah. Or like, you know, they're just rich and they have like a house in the hills that's, you know, 12 bedrooms and girls and this. And I'm like, how could you hang out with somebody?
Or now, you know what? It's like, oh, that person has a huge podcast. You know, we got to like be nice to that person just in case we get to go on the podcast.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know about that.
Whatever the thing
I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that one. Maybe
I haven't
LA
run
too
in that
long.
circle, but I know what happened.
That person's a big TikToker.
Yeah. What do you mean? They have like, if you're like, that person's an asshole, like, yeah, they have 100 million followers. And then you're like, so
just
like,
be cool. Like maybe he'll put us on there.
Right. And like, that is so hard for me to understand, but like, I try and put things into perspective. I try and see things from other people's like viewpoints. And the way that helps me see that is I would do that in my life too. When somebody was funny, like people would be like, how do you hang out with that guy? He's such a fucking asshole. I'd be like, well, he's hilarious. Like, and that's it. You know, that's all that fucking matters. So I just want to say, thanks for not being too much of a piece of shit, you know?
Oh, you almost got all the way through it.
No, I appreciate it. Very
exactly
grateful that you're saying. Good. Kasim's a great friend. He's a good guy.
Well, look, it's likewise. It's likewise. There's like very few people I feel like you can just sit into a room and not have to worry about filling space and then out of nowhere be instantly laughing really hard, you know? It's just easy to spend time with certain people. And I hope for you to become one of those people one day. See, I almost made it through.
I can't wait for you guys to come here and hang out with me.
Yeah, you just booked a boat, I heard.
I booked a boat. I booked dinner at the sushi place.
Yeah.
We're going to fucking Austin, boys.
Cutter's going to smoke some meat on Saturday.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
First time in Austin. We're hanging out. Me and Kasim are sharing a casita.
Oh. No, you don't have to. You can.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we're going to try and get Sarah to come out there, but she has a comedy show on, so we'll have to figure out what to do. But we're either me and Sarah and Robert coming on.
And I'm staying for like minimum 10 days. I'm really fucking hanging out.
Yeah. Can you like make sure there's no tarantulas or I don't know what you guys got, chupacabras running around
I
there?
can't make sure of it, but there'll be none in the house where either of you stay, because one of you will be up above and then one will be in the casita. The tarantulas are more down in the grass and we're not really going to go down there.
There's no pangolins out there, right?
Pangolins? Jack found a dead white snake in our driveway.
Jesus.
Like the band?
Yeah.
No, it was
Wow.
literally a white snake dead.
A dead member of White Snake.
Yeah, jeez, OD on there. That's crazy. The amount of critters out
Yeah,
there.
there's a lot
alone
of
is-
critters here. There are.
What's the craziest? Can you give us a top 5, top 10 list of like things you've seen out there?
Tarantula,
Jesus Christ.
scorpions. No scorpions around here, but yes, I've seen a little.
I've seen scorpions in Vegas.
Cobra head. Cobra.
A cobra head,
No,
just the head.
What's it called? A
How
what
did it get
head?
around?
Copperhead.
Oh, okay.
Those will kill you. There's
The
a lot of
babies
stuff
will,
here that
and I
can
saw
kill.
a baby. It was
'Cause they
pouring
can't
rain
control
at
the
our
venom.
friend's house, and so here's what you know: if it's a
It wanted to get out
poisonous
of the rain.
snake, a poisonous snake's body will stay at the surface with its head out. A non-poisonous snake's body is below the surface.
Of what? You're talking about water?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's good. Yeah. The ones you can see are the ones
I already forgot. The head. Wait, the head out is poisonous.
when you see the head out, you scare it away, you stand up, you make go big, and
It's
then
a
when
bear.
you don't see it, you play dead.
And it's crazy when their heads are out. They're just like literally just floating with like moving around. With
And
the
they're
head out.
poisonous. Those.
The
You're
babies.
just saying all the bodies of water there just can have snakes in them.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? That's crazy.
But we don't have not my pool.
What about the lake that I'm going fucking wakeboarding in?
Lake
for
Austin?
sure.
No, we'll be okay. We'll be out
No,
out
there's
out
snakes.
on the lake.
At least it's not gators like Florida. When I lived in
No
Florida, there
gators.
was like every body of water had a gator. You would see gators crossing the highway. There's
No
just
gators.
It was just all gators.
When I was in fucking Mexico, they go, "Oh, let's go into this. What are those things called with like the water where it's like under the like earth?
Hot spring,
Cave?
aqua.
It's something like that, like a quinceañera, like quinceañera.
A
Is
cold,
that-
Quinceañera?
fresh water, cold water.
whatever. There's
fresh
somebody
water,
screaming
spring.
it at the pod right now. It's like
Agua caliente.
yeah, it's like a cave underneath with that. And people are like, "Yo, we're going swimming in this coyote." No, ayote.
Oh yeah. That sounds like something I've heard on The Bachelor when they go there.
Yeah, like oh, we're gonna go to a cenote.
Cenote.
Damn, there we go, Robbie. See the brain in action.
That's real?
The
Coyote.
cenote, and they go, "We're gonna go swimming in the cenote." And I'm like, oh, "Okay." And then they were like, "Yeah, there's crocodiles in there too." And I was like, "What?"
Isn't that a term for the guys that like smuggle them across the
That's probably
border?
what it is.
But no, they're like, "Yeah, there's real like you while you're swimming in the." I already lost it. What is it called?
A cenote.
Cenote.
While you're swimming in the cenote, like along the side on the rocks, you'll see crocodiles or alligators, whatever. I think it's crocodiles just chilling there. And they're like, and the guys who run it are like, they're not going to come get you. Like, don't worry. I'm like, what? Those things lock onto your foot. They spin around. It's
Yeah.
the death roll?
Yeah, the death roll. Yeah,
You're done.
They get twisted up.
Not me.
Not you.
Nah,
Damn.
Nah.
not me, brother.
Well, look forward to the trip. You know,
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And then we're
gonna have to
we're gonna
pod.
pod. We're gonna pod.
we're
from
gonna have to
down there.
pod. I'm gonna have to lug some equipment down. We're gonna have to pod. It'll be fine. It'll be great. Everyone's gonna love to see us together.
Yeah, we're gonna
We'll make a
celebrate.
lot of content.
Well, I don't know about a lot, but we'll make some content.
Yeah, we're gonna make a ton of content.
So with my other podcast that I had, Mama said we wanted to do some merch. We wanted to sell bags and mugs and cute things for mommies. And Shopify is a place that we went to that had all the resources reserved for our business to start up. They had everything for us. And it basically what it is a site where it's an all-in-one commerce platform to start, run, and grow your business. Okay. You know, we talk about our merch all the time. And like I said, we did it for Mama Said. You can reach customers online across social networks. It helps you on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the social things. You can gain insights as you grow with detailed reporting of conversion rates and profit margins and beyond. It's just more than a store. Shopify will grow with you as your needs grow. This is a possibility because it's powered by Shopify. So for any startup, go to shopify.com/pajama, all lowercase, for a free 14-day trial and get full access to Shopify's entire suite of features. So grow your business with Shopify today. Go to shopify.com/pajama right now. Shopify.com/pajama.
So one thing that I asked the Reddit for was to make memes of us as video game characters because I wanted to ask the question. I wanted us to say what are our what we think the 3 best video games of all time are. But then
Now
also,
we're talking, bud.
But now also, and I know one of Jamie's answers to this, but I don't know if she's played a bunch of different video games. But I want to know So the best 3 video games of all time, but then also what 3 video games have you spent the most time playing in your life?
Okay.
I mean, this is going to be easy for me. If you guys
Let's start with you.
spent the most time playing Rocket League, literally thousands of hours, but that's no surprise to anyone hearing this or who knows me.
Honestly, I thought it would be Rocket League, but I wouldn't be surprised if you were like, oh no, when I was 17, like I did
dump a lot of time in Mario Kart, but like I've eclipsed Mario Kart 3 times over since, you know what I mean? Rocket League, but here's the thing. I haven't played Rocket League in like 3-4 weeks.
What's going on? You all right?
Me and Rob got interests. We got other interests.
Oh,
We're deep.
yeah.
We're deep. We're deep in crypto. I've got work and Agua Caliente, Cenotes. We got all sorts of stuff. We're doing. Top 3 games of all time for me. Okay, for sure. The most recent game that I very much enjoyed. I'll give you a modern top 3, and I'll give you.
I like this.
Okay, modern top 3. Resident Evil.
Okay, yeah.
7 and 8. I played back to back. Okay, you remember the Resident Evil games?
Of course.
Did you play the Resident Evil games, Jamie?
Scared the shit out of me.
Okay, the Resident Evil 8 just came out last year, but I played 7 back to back because I hadn't played 7. 7 is like if you were in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's like you're hiding in and you're being captive in like southern sort of like hillbilly, a house that has like all these different passageways, and you have murderous, like inbred white folks trying to kill you. Okay. Very scary, contained, very fun, but mostly scary. Resident Evil 8 takes place in a village. It's like you almost go back, like a bunch of different levels have different sort of feels and design. And so there's much more to do. It's more adventurous, but definitely has some scary moments. Those were really fun. The Last of Us 2 was probably the best game I've played in the last 4 or 5 years.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's a post-apocalyptic game where you're you and a girl, you're like, making your way through trying to survive. And but the writing and the animation, I mean, it's all terrific. Classic top 3. Resident Evil 2, Metal Gear Solid.
Okay, yeah.
And Zelda. I liked Ocarina of Time on N64. A lot of people like Majora's Mask, but the Zelda. But I played it with friends and like we beat it together. So it was like the experience of it together is what I really remember and take away. And when I go see those friends, we still talk about like, remember when we beat that boss and we were doing, and I was the one that ended up figuring out this is how you beat, it was just like one of those things. So those, I'm sure I left out a lot. Rocket League is the winner for all-time hours sunk in. And
what about you, Jamie?
I mean, I don't have a lot to contribute to this, but the one I've played the most is Tiger Woods.
Love to hear it. He's back, by the way.
I played it a lot.
And you played it alone mostly?
Mm-hmm.
You would like get drunk and play it? Is that what you said?
I would chain smoke American Spirits and play Tiger Woods for almost a year. It was crazy.
You know what I love? I love when Jamie wants to get away from what's going on in life to go do something like that. Like
isolate.
I isolate. I am
I love it.
When I need a minute to process shit, I go some people would call it dark. I just go I hole up.
I love it.
I'm so glad you do that too. I just, I had to tell Sarah, it's like sometimes when I'm not present, it's because I'm isolating. And when I isolate, I get into I isolated for months about Bigfoot. I isolate about aliens. I isolate with video games. I isolate with comic books. And I have to always recognize oh shit, dude, you're spending more time here than an average person would be doing this. In these times of isolation, I can become obsessive about things. And then I become an expert in whatever it is very quickly, but at the expense of everything around me. I have horse blinders on and I go, this is all I think about for a while. It's all I want to talk about. And it's something I have to snap out of. And oftentimes it's somebody else trying to snap me out of it.
Yeah.
And it's an addict thing. It's like some people deal with theirs in other ways. I was a big isolator because it's just a way of avoiding any of your current feelings, and I don't have alcohol. I don't have weed to hide from those things anymore. And so, okay, well, it can just be comic books, reading or collecting, or like,
I think
I'm going to get into
healthy.
a show.
I think it's
healthy to a point.
To a point, yes.
But then
because
I'll go by that. I blow past that point.
Yeah. You can, and I have to, but you find a balance with it because I do think it's very good to kind of process things yourself without other people's input or without putting your shit onto other people where you're going through it. That's a hurdle for Cutter and I as well, because he wants to know everything that's going on in my mind at all times. And sometimes I tell him, like, no offense, and I love you so much, but it's none of your business. And it truly isn't, because it's like, it's going to do no fucking good. Like, I need to go through a dialogue and I need to work shit out, and talking it out loud with you is going to frustrate me. You're going to try and fix it. You're not going to understand it. And there's no point, because I'm going to get there, and I know I will get there. And when I get there, maybe I'll talk about it. Maybe I won't need to. But I am somebody that really has learned to go through things alone in a good way. But I've gone too far before too, and I've learned how to reel it in. And one of those times I gone too far was when I chain smoked American cigarettes and played Tiger Woods for a long time by myself in my apartment. Other than that, my top 3 games, and I don't have modern or old because I'm just not a video gamer, but Super Mario Brothers.
You didn't play with your brothers when you were a kid?
Yes. So Super Mario Brothers.
Yep.
Leisure Suit Larry was the most fun one for me.
Yeah.
And Mortal Kombat I loved.
Yeah. Sub-Zero?
Which one? Do you remember?
No.
Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3,
Probably
4?
1.
Yeah, I think I do the isolating really bad with television, like really bad. And there's times where like I'll watch, with Cassim, we talk about most shit like a lot, but I'll watch, 15, 20 episodes of like a reality show and not even talk about it with anybody. Like I'll just be so dialed in alone into the stupidest shit. Like I watched this show, I guess I watched this show, Married at First Sight. And like, I talk about it with Jeff, my manager, but there's nobody else in the world who I talk about it with. And before I knew he watched it, there was no one.
Know him.
I wouldn't even know, because I don't even bring it up to people, but I would watch, I'd usually wait till the end of the season. I'd watch 20, 30 hours of it, share it with no one, talk. Cause I know a lot of people are like, oh, after I watch it, I go on Twitter and I talk about it. Or like I go here and I this, where I'm somebody who's like, I don't have social media. I'll just watch this shit. And I get so deep in like, I'll do my thing. Like I'll wake up, I'll go to the gym, I'll fucking meditate, I'll get my whole day done. And then I'm like, okay, if I'm into a show and I'm really excited about it, it's like, I could sit there for 8 hours and watch it.
Have you watched Yellowstone?
I tried to get into it. I couldn't do it. I watched and I pushed through.
Rob,
I got through like 4 episodes and I was like, oh,
I hear it's great. I think that
I just finished the second season. It's probably some of the best acting, but for sure, best writing I have ever witnessed.
Really?
Like the woman, Kelly Riley, is so fucking good. And she plays like such a like unpredictable, wild beast. Like she's fucking good. But Cutter and I were laughing because last night was the night that I was like super too high, and we started watching Yellowstone, and I realized I was like, oh, everything Kevin Costner says is like a saying. Like he'll be like,
it's all platitudes.
Keep your daughter on a horse, otherwise something else will ride her. You know what I mean? Like, it's like
you get all your birds
is,
in a row.
Yes, everything.
Every
we were started counting in the episode, and then it was just too much, and we were annoying ourselves. But it's such a good show.
That's all.
You know what else was
Ty
good?
Sheridan, or what's his name? Taylor Sheridan.
Taylor Sheridan. And I also finished The Dropout, which is with Amanda Seyfried.
I'm halfway through.
Isn't she amazing?
She's great. How funny is that scene where she's dancing? She closes the door and the blinds and she starts dancing.
It's so great. She's created, I don't know if Elizabeth Holmes was exactly like this, but the version she's created is so intriguing and cool. It's such a fucked up story. Because as you're watching it too, sorry, Rob, we need to get to your video games, but as you're watching it too.
I watched like the super long documentary about that. So that's why I'm not watching this show. Can you explain to people what it's about?
So it's about Elizabeth Holmes, who was the youngest billionaire, and she was in Silicon Valley, and she had this company called Theranos, and what they claimed to do was that they could take with one drop of blood or one vial of blood later, whatever it is, that they could do a blood test to test you for everything. They could diagnose you with everything. So you're not going to have to getting pricked all the time and giving tubes of blood and this and that. And you know, watching it, like you can understand, like she believed that they would get there. She believed that eventually the machine would work. But what she was doing was it was getting too far ahead of her. She had Rupert Murdoch giving her $125 million. They were a $1 billion company without having an actual machine that worked. Yeah. And she was getting ahead of herself, and she couldn't. She kept making promises that weren't possible, and they were firing people. And then it was just like a scary place to work with the way that they were controlling everyone. But essentially they got caught because they were lying.
They didn't have
saying it was working, and people were getting misdiagnosed. And this is when then you're fucking with people's health. Yeah. But I can see from her point, and she clearly was like a bit unstable of a human being but like
you could see it in her eyes.
She meant it. Like she really thought it was going to get there. So she convinced herself that she wasn't doing anything wrong. And then she had this guy, Sonny, this older Indian man that had a lot of money that like latched onto her and this thing. And she gave him a high position. And the two of them were just a terrible duo of like debauchery. But it's so well acted. It's so well written. And at the end, I didn't realize that boy, she got a boyfriend at the end and is like, you know, just had a baby, but she hasn't been sentenced yet. She could go to jail for like 20, 25 years.
How would she not? Right. Wouldn't you think she lied to her? She stole hundreds of millions of dollars, right? Billions.
Yeah. She just was blaming everybody else, I think.
She's gonna go.
Welcome to Theranos.
What was that movie about the guy who couldn't watch like TV? He was like addicted to TV. I don't know if we talked about it on here with Jason Segel, where he was like a Rolling Stones writer or something. Like this is all like mixed.
This is a movie?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I love Jason Segel though.
Segel, maybe not Joseph Gordon-Levitt, right?
I don't know what you're thinking of.
Again, somebody's probably yelling at the
Send us an email. Yeah, if you know what we're talking about, askpajamapants@gmail.com. As far as shows go, a couple things. Ultimatum. I'm watching this show.
Oh, I finished it.
Okay, I'm on episode 8.
Rob, what are you doing? What do you mean?
I told Rob today
I watched it. I didn't really like it.
I told Rob I think I like it more than Love is Blind. I told him that, and he thought I was off my rock.
No. I thought you were talking about something else when you said Love is Blind.
Oh, that's right. You thought I was talking about.
I honestly, I thought they could have done a better casting with Ultimatum.
See, I thought the show was good while they were like in the space together, and then once like that dinner was incredible. That was fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
What dinner?
Yeah. Where they all sat around at dinner where they were leaving and she proposed. And then that other guy was like, I'm going to pick you. And then he proposed. Yeah. That was fucking wild. But after that, I thought the show sucked. Like once they got out into the real world, it just felt like very fake to me. But wait, did you want to say more TV or I was going to give my video games?
No. Yeah. Let's hear your video games. I mean, I recommend it if you're looking for trash.
Right. I remember a moment when I first played Super Mario 3 and you could fly.
Oh yeah. On the Yoshi. Or no, the wings.
With the wings. The Yoshi was
you keep pressing A?
Super Mario Brothers for N64. It was like you would hold B or hold A, and then once you went fast enough, you would hit the thing with like the squirrel or the raccoon.
Yeah.
That I remember flying up in the air and being like, this is the greatest thing ever. Final Fantasy 7.
Really?
What? Oh,
Cloud?
Yeah.
Sephiroth?
Oh my God. What was the guy with the arm gun?
I'll have you know that I watched my friend play it, but I never played it and beat that game because I'm not a RPG.
Neither was I. Neither
But
was
you
I,
got
but
into
that
it,
one
huh?
just fucking got me. And
I
you
hated
raised
games
these-
with like hit points.
I hated all of it. That was the only one
Yeah.
that I ever played. But that
but he
one fucking
cried.
got me.
I remember at the end he cried.
And then Halo is an
Yeah, Halo's your
all-time.
jam.
That was my shit.
By
That
the
was-
way, that Halo show that just came out, which is also on Paramount Plus, which is where Yellowstone is, not that good.
Ooh, well, yeah, it
It's a
seems
lot
like
of money. That show's been in development for a long time. I saw the first episode, was not impressed.
They
I hear
didn't
the rest of
deliver.
it. I hear, but it stars Porn Stash from Orange Is the New Black. He plays Master Chief.
Oh, he's a great actor.
Great actor.
Yeah, he was
Pablo
great.
Schreiber.
Law and Order. He was great in Law and
Oh,
Order.
Pablo Schreiber's great. Yeah.
He's great.
But one, honestly, I think maybe I know I said 3, and I already said 3, but I have one that I think might be my all-time like best game, which was Virtual Tennis on Dreamcast.
Oh, that's a deep cut. Not anything I would have ever thought you would have.
That
I would have thought you
might
said
be-
Mario Kart would have been your
No,
favorite.
the Virtual Tennis might be the game that I spent the most time
Every
playing.
day I'm learning something new about this guy.
Virtual Tennis, man. It got so like it was so embedded in my friend group that there was like the best player was Haas. And we started saying, instead of saying no, we would say Haas because he was like so dominating that somebody would be like, yo, you want to go eat? Like Haas. Like, and it was just like deaded the conversation because he was like so dominating in the game, you know?
We're like that. Our friend group had a game and it was FIFA. But
Oh,
it was
I
yeah.
forgot about FIFA.
Yeah.
Wow. FIFA was because you could do the slide tackle and they never called it.
Buddy, there was a lot of ways you could literally,
Oh my
no pun
God,
intended,
guys.
game the system.
Yeah, it was that was an incredible game.
Yeah.
And then if you're going to talk about game in the system, you have to go back to like NHL, what was it, 96?
Right.
Where you do the wraparound.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
wraparound was a goal every time.
Every time the goalie would get stuck.
Yeah.
Incredible. Oh, video games are so fucking fun.
Video games are great. And guess what? They've only gotten better. But it was also a function of the time you were in.
Yeah, it's over for me.
adolescence.
It's over, Johnny.
I see what you're like when we play Mario Golf,
Oh,
when we
yeah.
play Mario Kart. I mean, you're in it. That guy's in there.
There's this other video game that anybody who's like a stoner who loves like this, it's a game full of like 100 mini games
Yeah.
called Fusion Frenzy that me
Okay.
and my friends would play. And it's like, you have to get stoned. You sit there with 4 people. Jamie, I think you would love it. Cause it's one of those things
Really?
where like, if you're playing with 4 people, it's like somebody you'll play the first game and somebody you'll be like, damn, you're so good at this. How'd you do? And the other 3 people like suck. And then you play the next game and you're like, wow, Jamie, you're so good at this one. Like, so it's like everybody feels like they're good at something because all the games are so different, you know? And like the
Yeah.
one game I was really good at, all you had to do was like run, jump, and duck. So like
Yeah.
these poles would come and
Right.
if like you had to duck under it and then things would be on the floor and you had to jump and it would be
I
like,
like Temple Run.
oh yeah. It's
Okay.
kind of like, there were like 100 different little mini games that you would play. And it
Does
was fucking,
Candy Crush count?
No, we're not going to allow that.
I think if you love it enough, it does. If you're like, oh, I play it sometimes, but if you're like addicted, then I think it counts.
Mobile
I
games.
was for a minute.
We all have kind of like a guilty pleasure mobile game, but I
I
don't
can't
find
do it.
myself playing a mobile game.
I can't stare at the phone for too long. My eyes.
Do you Wordle?
Oh, I just started that.
I haven't Wordled in weeks.
We
Since
should
the New York
start and
Times
send each
bought
other.
it, I
We should
haven't
send
Wordled.
each other every morning our Wordles. I have like 4 people. Every day we send each other our Wordle scores.
What's the best you've ever done in a Wordle?
A 2.
Same.
I did it once. I did it the other day for the first time. I got 3 and I was like, this feels good. And I just stopped.
Yeah.
I got like the first word. I
It's
guess
all
I
how
got
you guess.
like 2 letters.
Yeah.
And then the second word, I just nailed it. I
Yeah.
think it was bloke that
What-
I got.
I think mine was like health, but what you want to do is you want to use the
R.L. Stein.
right RSTL any banner. Yeah, you
I
want
was
to
calling
use
R.L.
like
Stein.
yeah.
I try and use at least two vowels always.
They say the words to use are like a good start. I guess a computer went through all the possible words and said the best.
Wait, explain to
starter.
people what we're talking about.
Wordle's a game. It's like a
They
5
know what Wordle is.
Yeah, you
I
should
just
know.
learned
Proud.
3 days ago. There's
It's
Jamie,
a word game.
there's-
You
I
guess the
guarantee
word
you
by
there's somebody
guessing
who's never
letters.
heard of Wordle.
It's
That fucking your boy Philip Lerner has no clue what fucking Wordle is.
Look, Philip Lerner's filled up our inbox. We're gonna have to
I
get up
know.
into that.
Oh my
We're
gosh,
way
really?
behind on emails.
We're behind
Yeah.
on emails. We'll get to a Philip Lerner email here in a second. Wordle is a game that you can play on a browser. There's
Once
one
a
game
day.
a day, and there's a 5-letter word, and you just guess the letters. And if the letters you guess are in the word, right, and you have 6 chances to get the word, you're essentially trying to guess the word before you run out of chances.
Well, we could.
I don't like when they double up letters, though.
Oh,
I think if you
people
I think
get
if
upset.
you guess like an E, it should show you 2 green E's within the word.
I like how hard it is. I do, because when you get it, there's some satisfaction.
Yeah. What was
I
today's
do
word?
agree.
Have you ever not gotten a word, Jamie?
Yes.
Yeah, for
Once.
sure.
Once.
Jamie, you know what? Were you pissed?
I was so upset.
That's the Jamie I want on the pod.
You want upset
I want
Wordle,
you just
Jamie.
did Wordle. You didn't get it in your 6, and then you come right on the pod.
You want a fired up Jamie?
We want Tiger Woods,
you need
American
me
Spirit
You need
smoking.
me midday then, or after I send my kids to school. I'm fucking fired up. They're so terrible in the mornings.
We should do Wordle next week on the pod.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to wait all day. Kidding. I'll do it.
You have to wait all day, or you got to wait all day.
It's like my morning coffee thing.
Here's what we'll do. I'll play a Wordle with you for that day, or me and Cassim could make up a Wordle for you next week.
Oh, I like this. I like this.
Yeah, or we could make up a Wordle for Jamie
right now. Do it right now.
We could. Should we do that next week?
I don't want to do a Wordle.
Yeah. I don't want to do it either. You talked about
Really?
Wordle enough. We'll tease that for next week. We'll have a Wordle for you, right? Yeah.
You guys want to do an email?
Please.
Yes.
This one, you're going to like this
I love that you're up there on the mouse. You got it open.
This is from our boy.
I appreciate you, babe.
Our boy from Long Island.
You send him a little fucking compliments in the beginning of the pod, then he's on his shit.
This one, Philip Learn is actually agreeing with you here. Okay. You're going to love this. By the way, if you want to send us an email, askpajampants@gmail.com. Like our boy, Philip Lerner from Long Island here. It's a great way to get on the pod, talk to us. We probably won't respond, but we'll respond via the podcast like this. Okay.
I want your thoughts on this email, Amy.
Okay. The subject is acting in a gay scene, question for Jamie, and germaphobe. I'm in agreement with Robert here. There is no way I could do anything sexual with a guy for a film shoot, no matter how much money you pay me, even for just making out. Yuck.
We got to clip that, and it's just Cassim saying that.
Having said that, Brokeback is one of my favorite movies of all time. Philip, I agree. That's a fantastic movie.
Fantastic.
It's done so well. I simply avert my eyes for a few seconds during the explicit shit. But other than that, very well acted and directed, and fabulous cinematography.
Are they clapping cheeks in that movie? Like, does it get crazy?
You don't see. What you do see is like the spit on the hand and like but you don't see it go anywhere.
Oh man, I hope he got an Oscar for that.
They did. One of them did, I think. Jamie, I don't understand something. During your son's surgery, I wish him well, by the way, you said Cutter was nervous, asking, "Are we doing the right thing?" But then you said he was asking you about you're having sex the night before. It seems odd unless I'm missing something. Regarding being a germaphobe.
That's exactly what happened. Isn't it, Jamie?
Regarding being a germaphobe.
That's why it was weird.
Yeah. Hey, Philip, sometimes we talk about odd stuff on this pod.
Look, he's got his own questions.
It's
regarding being a
pod.
germaphobe. I definitely identify with Rob's feelings on this. Also, as it relates to COVID, it seems that all we hear is masks and vaccination. But I hear no mention of such an important thing, and that is the need to wash hands thoroughly throughout the day. It's such an important thing, and it barely gets mentioned. Best, Phil.
Hold on.
But you know what, Phil? I did not wash my hands nearly as much as I do post-COVID. Yeah. I never thought about germs the way I do pre-COVID. Like, I don't think people talk about it as much because now we've like become closer to Rob. You know, we're watching
Philip's on another planet. I feel like they've been saying since the beginning, wash your hands, remember it was like,
that was
do
like
your
the first
ABCs.
lesson. Yes.
Yeah,
sing
like sing happy birthday. Like, dude, Philip, where are you, my man?
I think what Philip is saying is like when you go somewhere, it's all about masks and having your vaccination card. No one ever says you got to wash your hands before.
Well, you can't make someone wash their hands, but you can make them wear a mask. And
I'm just trying to see where he's coming from. I think that's probably it because Philip's my guy.
I was on a fucking. This is one of the craziest things I've ever heard in my life, and I know I always exaggerate when I say stuff like that, but this is really one of them. I was on a plane. There were, 200 people on the plane. And the person got up and made the announcement and goes, and this is during COVID. They go, yeah, if everybody could keep your mask on, everybody do this. And also if everyone could wash their hands every 15 minutes.
Yes,
The
you told
stewardess
us
said,
that.
yeah, I told you that.
Like hand sanitizer? Or
No.
get
She
up
said
to go
if
to the-
everyone could wash their hands, go and wash your hands every 15 minutes. So that's there would just be a line at the bathroom
It's
the
like
whole plane.
300 people on a plane.
Insane. I was like, what did like that was when things started to hit me where I was like, what's going on? Like, what did this like we're saying things that don't make sense over and over and over. Like she has to say that every day. Does she ever go like, hey, this is stupid?
Yeah, I've never heard something like this.
Me either. I was like, what the fuck did this person just say?
I was sitting next to this couple coming home on the plane the other day from work, and I got a picture of the lady's mask. I'm not going to show it, but her mask said, "This mask is as useless as Joe Biden," and her husband's mask said, "Let's go, Brandon."
Oh my
And
God.
all they talked the entire time was like, well, gotta keep your mask up. Better keep your mask up. Oh, you're going to eat. Better put your mask up. And I'm like, oh my God, can you just shut up, please?
I was in an Uber and I told Casman about this. I didn't tell you about this, Jamie. So I'm in an Uber and as soon as I got in, like I sit down, the guy has his mask on and I say to the guy like, hey man, it's totally up to you. And this is what I've been saying when I get in Ubers. I go, it's totally up to you. If you're okay with not wearing a mask, we could not wear a mask. Like it's up to you. That's what I say every time I get in an Uber. And then I usually, to be honest, I don't say it when it's women drivers because I don't want them to feel like I'm putting some sort of like pressure on them to be like, hey, it's up to you if you want to wear these masks. But with dudes, I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you know, I'm like, hey, if you want to take these masks off, we could do it. And the guy was like, oh, thank God. And like fucking ripped his mask off. And I was like, yes, it was also like fucking 3 a.m. and I was coming back from playing poker. I fucking like take the mask off and I'm like, oh God. And like, he said he was in like the medical field or whatever. And like, he was just like, yeah, like, you know, half of this shit that they're saying is bullshit and blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, we had like and then like, we spoke about it for a minute, maybe, you know, and then kind of spoke about other stuff, but not really. And then like, he dropped me off at home and he was like, all right, man, have a good one. I was like, all right, I'm 40 feet out of the Uber. And all of a sudden he goes, hey, Rob. And I turn around and it's like dead silence where I live at 2, 3 a.m, whatever. He goes, hey, Rob. I turn around and I go, yeah. And I thought he was going to say, like, you left your whatever. He goes, let's go, Brandon. and I was like, oh. It was.
Isn't that crazy that they think because
wild.
like, let's not wear a mask?
It's just anything. Yeah. It's just like, if you say like, man, I'm sick of wearing a mask on my face for 2 years. People are like, what are you? It's like, sorry. Like, you know, like, yeah, I don't know. They're not great. Like,
by the way, the opposite of this, you know, because like when I'm a liberal guy, I voted for Joe Biden. No surprise, but like I've never done this where I think, what would the opposite of that be? In my head, it's the Uber driver sticking his head out and going, Trump, not my president, you know, because essentially the Let's Go Brandon is saying you're saying fuck Joe Biden. Right?
Yeah.
But like, did we, I don't want to lump anyone in here, but did Democrats have a version of this where we would like not tip of the cap?
It was just like Trump is the biggest piece of shit in the
we
world.
We were kind of outward about it. Like Trump's a piece of shit.
Kind of outward.
Well, yeah, but we didn't like have code words and like, hey, buddy, like,
right. No, it was like he's a piece of shit. Like, yeah, he's a fucking.
So now it's like, oh, they get off on this "Let's Go Brandon" thing. Like it's we got something.
Well, "Let's Go Brandon" is short for "fuck you, Biden." So like,
yeah, I get it, but they're not saying that, so they think it's so like clever, and it's like I'm saying it, but I'm not. I'm just saying a guy's named Brandon. Yeah. Hey, Rob, I know you're with me because you didn't wear the mask. Let's go, Brandon. Wink, wink.
Yeah, and it's also like, hey, do me if like. Say that while I'm in the car. Why would you scream that? It was fucking wild. I was like, yeah.
That's
like,
so funny.
Is that Brandon? They're like, what'd you say back? That's gonna go, buddy.
Nothing. I just turned around and walked in. I was like, okay.
You should have said, no, I'm Rob. That's fun, man. That's fun. Okay.
Oh, Jamie, go to Reddit right now on your phone.
Do we pop it on here?
Yeah, and just pick a winner. Who should
okay.
Who should be the person who's, because we're gonna use whichever meme you like the most. This is funny. Whichever meme you like the most.
I just
of
saw
us
a
as
new one.
as of us as video games, we're gonna put that as the thumbnail for this pod. One is funny. I think Mechanimal did. That's the hardest.
Guys,
name.
we're about to break 1,000 folks on our subreddit community. We're at 992 as of today. Actually, well, we're filming this in advance, so maybe we hit it. But as of right now, when we're recording, 992.
I know what my favorite one is.
Upvote that. I think I do too. Does it have Gabby in it? Upvote
No.
the PJ Pants hat. Look at that nice hat, son.
That's Evening Head.
Oh wow.
Evening Head has come full 180.
All right, he's a sweetheart now.
He is now a sweetheart with
Yeah.
a thick, luscious beard, sporting our Pajama Pants hat that we sell.
Which one do you like, Jamie?
I like so many. It's so hard, but I love the one.
Oh, our queen noticed us. Look at this. Posted by user Kasim is fine AF, which we think is the rebirth of Kasim is my baby daddy. That's my conspiracy. This is me as Sonic.
There's one of Jamie as Kanye, and it says, "I'm a sick fuck. I like to quick fuck."
So good.
So funny.
Wait, I love. Where is it?
I mean, here's what GoldenEye. What is this?
There's a Super Mario.
yeah.
Super Pajama Pants is good.
Yeah, I think that's the
one's
one.
good. That one's
Yeah.
Necromechanimal.
Yeah, he just wins them all. So who does he want us to send it to? Evening Head again? That would be
Well, we
wild.
should ask him.
Yeah,
We
we're
should
gonna ask him. He knows he won. So
All right,
he could DM
Jamie,
us and let us know.
announce the winner.
Okay. The winner is Necromechanimal with the Super Pajama Pants.
Yeah, we're gonna use that as the thumbnail for the YouTube this week. So thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. And thank you guys. Shout out to PDEX01, Evening Head, Kasim is fine AF, Howdy Dog, all you guys that are posting memes and stuff on the subreddit. We really appreciate it. And let's break 1,000. I think that's Jamie, what are you doing?
Jamie's doing
Yeah, I
a
don't
little
know.
dangy.
Yeah, I don't know
She's
if I've
happy because we're
seen-
we're coming to Austin. We're coming to Austin fucking
I think this
dance.
is like she's done with the podcast dance and she gets to go get high now.
Are you
No,
gonna
I'm
say
not
y'all?
gonna.
Are you gonna
Huh?
say y'all to us and shit?
No. Bo will.
Follow us on Instagram. Go to Pajama Pants Pod on Reddit, on Instagram, or on Twitter. Jamie and I are on Instagram and Twitter.
Yes.
I have an interview with writer Robert Eggers up on the Attack of the Show YouTube channel. If you guys want to see that new movie, The Northman, I recommend it. He also did The Lighthouse and the movie The Witch. That's really great. And also this Thursday, you're going to see a video of me from Boston because I'm in Boston this week. And so check it out. If you miss any of my man on the street stuff, there'll be some on the Attack of the Show YouTube.
I heard your Sonic thing was very funny. I'm gonna watch it when I get home today.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Yeah.
I
Cass is
didn't
back
say
on this. Yeah, you didn't say. Somebody said.
But I know. Listen, you're one of the funniest people I know. I can't imagine it not being funny. What would you say? Was it funny?
I thought it was okay. Yeah, it was like, it was what I used to do, and so I have like a very specific idea of what I do, and it seems to like work for small YouTube bids, and so we just tried to do that, and it's fine. It's up.
Do you
there.
enjoy doing that?
I do a little bit. Yeah, there's part of it that's a lot of work. It's very tiring to be out in the sun, standing and like trying to get people to stop and have a conversation with you. That part, but when you have a funny interaction, it's worth it. That's it. All right.
All right.
You guys have anything before we go?
No.
I love you guys.
Yeah.
Love you guys so fucking much. Thank you for watching the pod. And if you're on YouTube, click subscribe and the notification bell. We really do appreciate you guys sticking with us through these what kind of times? Unprecedented.
They're fine.
Yeah. That's what that guy who says, let's go Biden calls him.
Let's go Biden. Okay.
Or let's go Brandon. Sorry.
Yeah, but let me know.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we'll see you in the next one.